Hello everyone and welcome to this video. My name is Martin and I work as a digital sales advisor here at the Danish Embassy in Oslo in the department called the Trade Council. And my role here is to help Danish companies enter the Norwegian market with their business to business and business to government sales on the internet with SoMe, with their own web pages on marketplaces, etc. So that's my main focus, right? But also in the Danish Embassy we get a lot of questions like, how do I sell to Norwegian business or consumers? How do I sell direct to consumers, or how do I even supplement my business to business with a business to consumer sales part? And that's not our main focus, but still we need to answer those questions, and because it's so many of you that asks that question, we have made this video just for you to explain how at least you can test the Norwegian market. And I'm saying test because this method, using the VOEC agreement or the Vat On Ecommerce agreement, you can't use that if Norway is going to be your main market, right? Or one of your main markets. So we only can use it to a certain degree. And it's not for everyone because it sets a 3,000 crown limit excluding freight and VAT. So if you sell furniture or things that are more expensive than 3,000 Norwegian crowns excluding freight and VAT, then you can't use this method. But everyone else, you can use it. So maybe just to test the Norwegian market as well, maybe you have some items that are above that limit. Don't list them on the Norwegian webpage that you need to create, or you can't use the .no domain, but you can use .dk/no for instance, or you can sell from a .com domain. So just wait with selling these items in the Norwegian market and focus on the ones below 3,000, just to test the Norwegian market for a given period of time. Because you never will know, right? If you want to go all into the Norwegian market, like if you're just thinking, I want to enter and I want to start a company, and then you start a company and you invest a lot of money into the Norwegian market, and then suddenly no one shops from you, then you just made a bad investment. So the cleverest thing that you can do is just to start to test the Norwegian market. And a great way to test the Norwegian market is going digital and selling from a web shop targeted at Norwegian consumers using the VOEC agreement. So okay, enough about that. So what is the VOEC agreement and what did we have before? So before the VOEC agreement, I'm Norwegian, so I know this quite well, and young as well, so I shopped a lot online because the truth of the matter is, because of the toll barrier in the Norwegian market, we're lacking a lot of items that you can buy elsewhere in Europe or even outside of Europe. So the market is really limited. So if I wanted to buy some certain items, I needed to go to Amazon, or need to go to eBay or VOEC even, or Alibaba, and I had to search up the item that I wanted to buy, like say an expensive book. And before we only had a 350 crown limit including freight. So that meant that I had to find a book that was underneath 350 crowns when you added the freight. And that made shopping from foreign web shop a real hassle. And even if you went above 350 crowns, then the web shop could still send you the item. It was no problem, but it would be stopped by the Norwegian toll authorities or duty authorities, and they would add a import freight or import fee, and then you had to pay double VAT because you had to pay to Alibaba or VOEC or that web shop in the foreign VAT format, and then you had to pay 25% to the Norwegian government. So it made it just a lot of expensive. It made it expensive, really, and it made it that it was a lot of pain points in the way of shopping, because you never knew the price that you were going to end up with in the end. So in 2020, the Norwegian government said, okay, we need a new system. And they had been working for this a long time. So they implemented the VOEC system, or the Vat On Ecommerce system. And it's a lot like the one that you have in Europe called One Stop Shop, just that this is for the Norwegian market, because the Norwegian market is not part of the EU. So what is VOEC? VOEC allowed me as a Norwegian customer or consumer to suddenly purchase items for a price that was above 350 crowns. So I could pay up to 3,000 Norwegian crowns to a foreign web shop and still get the item duty free, so to say. And I still had to pay taxes, but now I paid it to the foreign web shop, 25% Norwegian taxes, and then the foreign web shop needs in the end every second month to pay it to the Norwegian tax authorities. So it's a great system. It eliminates a lot of pain points for the Norwegian consumers, and it makes it easier for you as a foreign web shop owner to deliver the shipment faster to the Norwegian end consumer with less pain points, and it makes you more trustworthy. Also, as an added bonus, you will get on a list that the tax authorities gives out every week. They update it, I think, and you will have your name on that list. So every Norwegian consumer that wants to shop from foreign web shops through the VOEC agreement can see that you are a part of that list. And it's a great system. It's seamless, actually. It doesn't seem like you're shopping from a foreign web shop at all. It seems like as a Norwegian consumer, it seems like you shop from a Norwegian web shop. It's the same easiness level. So that's actually quite great. But it has some limits, the VOEC agreement. So for instance, you can't sell foods to Norwegian consumers. Then you need to establish a company and start with imports. You can't sell plants or seeds. Then you have to start a company in Norway and start imports. You can sell weapons, alcohol, and other limited stuff. Then again, for alcohol, it's strictly limited. Weapons, and also it's not a great idea to start selling that in the Norwegian market. So just focus on other stuff like clothing, like items, like bags or whatever. And the great part as well is that before, when I bought a clothing item that was above, let's say 350 crowns, then they could send it to me, and the tax authorities will also add VAT and duty on the items, because on clothing items the duty price is usually around 10.7% that they add to the value of the clothing item. So now it makes it also a lot cheaper for the Norwegian consumers to shop clothing from foreign web shops. So it's a great system that you can leverage to test the Norwegian market. It's really easy, cheap to set up. It doesn't cost anything. It takes 2 to 3 days for an automatic registration process to go through. And I will leave the link to the registration in the, not in the comment section, but in the description section down below. So when you have registered, you will receive a VOEC number. And that VOEC number is really important to use, because you have to use it one place, and that's on your VOEC shipment label. And you have to mark the shipment really clearly that this is a VOEC shipment. I will also leave a guide down below made by the tax authorities that states like how are we going to enter the VOEC number into different freight portals. So that's a great guide I made there, making it really easy to actually send shipments to Norway with the VOEC agreement. The third thing that you need to do, so okay, you need to register, you need to mark every shipment that you are going to make to Norway with the VOEC agreement, if it falls in underneath the VOEC agreement, of course. And then the third thing you need to do is that you need to make a web shop. Maybe you have your Danish web shop already, but you have to make a web shop saying like www.myshop.dk/no. That are for the Norwegian consumers to use, where every product that you have is underneath 3,000 crowns, or it can be higher as well if you include the VAT price in the price. But then you need to be aware of the challenge doing that, because on the shipment or handelsfaktura, or the what is called, the freight list, including all the prices, the receipts that you're going to send with the shipment. Every price needs to stand without VAT, and the VAT needs to be added in the end. So that's really important to just remember. And the main reason that you need your own web shop is just for you don't even need the own web shop, but you need to at least have like that the money is not going to stay DKK, but it's going to stay NOK, because you need to charge the Norwegian consumer in Norwegian crowns. That's one of the demands using the VOEC agreement. So those three things you need to remember. So register, you need to mark every shipment with the VOEC agreement number, and all the prices that you charge Norwegian customers needs to be in Norwegian crowns, or at least converted into Norwegian crowns when they're going to pay. So easy, right? It's nothing more than you need to do than that. And also something great with the VOEC agreement is that the 3,000 limit is only on each item. So I can shop an item that is higher priced than 3,000 crowns, but I can shop multiple items that are about or underneath 3,000 crowns. So say I shop this one for 2,999 Norwegian crowns, excluded VAT and the freight price, and I want 2 of them. I can do that and still go underneath the VOEC agreement. But if one item costs 3,001 crown, then suddenly I can't use the VOEC agreement. So in all the prices of the items that you shop needs to be underneath 3,000 Norwegian crowns, excluded freight and VAT. Yeah. So when you're all up and running, the freight price can be quite high, right? And you also have to take returns. That's also one of the limits that you need to remember. But returns you will talk about in another video that I will make. But yeah, mentioning returns, 14-day return rights is the minimum, and it's normal also that Norwegian consumers pay for the return themselves. So that's not a huge issue that you need to worry about. We'll make another video explaining returns in detail. But yeah, you can also, for the freight, to reduce the freight prices, you can bundle VOEC items, because the VOEC number for each shipment is the same. So if you have 2 separate shipments going to 2 different consumers, you can bundle them together and you can ship it over the Norwegian border, and it will be just fine, lowering your shipment prices as well. And I think that's everything you need to know. Things can change, of course, and the rules and the limits and the restrictions and everything that can change over time. So I will leave a link down below as well, explaining the terms and agreements that we need to follow. So please read that through, because everything can change. And also you are responsible. So the Norwegian consumer are not responsible. You are you are the one that gets the blame if the Norwegian customer gets charged double VAT or import duties. So remember that you are to blame. So read everything through and make sure that you understand it. And after seeing this video, if you shouldn't understand it and you're a Danish company, you can also please reach out to us and we will try to help you as good as we can. Okay, I hope that explains somewhat the VOEC agreement. I know maybe it's a bit confusing, maybe it's a little bit, I'm still not sure about it, but hopefully this video will help you somewhat in the right direction. And please read everything that is down below. And it's a great method to test the Norwegian market to see if a product will sell or not. Thank you.